This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shade45.
Wake your fuck ass up. That crust out your eyes.
And welcome to the show if you're just now tuning in.
Yep.
All right, we're all excited about our next guest right now. And we're just going to go down the line and tell people why we're excited about her. Well, you know, Leighton Meester is someone who for years that I've been infatuated with.
Yeah, way to come out with the truth.
Yeah, I'm just a straight shooter now. She's married now, so it doesn't matter. So I can say, you right? You're still married? Are you married? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. All right. How is old Adam?
Old Adam, he's great.
He's doing okay?
Yeah.
All right. Is he keeping you happy?
Yeah.
Yes, huh? Yeah. Is he? Yeah. Yeah. You let me know, Leighton. We're here.
You can't be a side chick, Sway.
Huh? For Leighton Meester, I'm a side chick. All right? That's how you make sure the relationship stays strong. And I just really, right? Keeps things exciting.
Yeah.
Little competition never hurts.
Oh, God.
You don't agree with that, Heather?
I'm listening to you. I want to hear you get your way out of this one. So you're going to be a side chick.
I'm Leighton Meester's side chick.
Oh, my gosh, Sway.
But, you know, Leighton, seriously, all seriousness, you know, we had Chase Crawford here. We had Penn up here. You know, I've been I was a gigantic Gossip Girl fan. Mm-hmm. I know it doesn't seem likely, right? But let me explain to you, because I'm a hip-hop head. There's nobody on this planet could tell you they know more about hip-hop than me.
Very true.
You know, we could go, you know, fact to fact trivia. But my daughter was a big Gossip Girl fan, and so she got me into it. And she was a big Charmed fan as well, Twilight. Mm-hmm. You know, and so I would read things that she was into just to kind of understand her psyche. You know, and then even I remember SpongeBob SquarePants. You know, I just wanted to learn what she liked, and then I always end up liking the things she likes more than she likes them. So your character Blair was like my favorite character for a long time going, and I felt like I knew you through your character Blair. So that's why I was a big fan, and still am. Just thought I'd share that with you.
Well, that was lovely.
Yes.
I think SpongeBob SquarePants is like very adult, by the way. It has like a lot of adult jokes that little kids don't really get. So that's great.
That's great, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's okay. Tracy, you want to go?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta be on the whole Gossip Game bandwagon as well. One of my good friends, Jasmine, put me on, and she put me on specifically to pay attention to your character because she knew that I was a big fan of
Gossip Girl, Tracy.
What did I say?
Gossip Games. That's a whole nother
I said
urban version of Gossip Girl.
Sorry. Yeah.
I liked that.
Well, Gossip Girl, yes. Anyways, but she had told me about Blair because I was a big fan of Cruel Intentions, and she thought that it had like, you know, similar symbolism in there. And when I watched it, I was like, you know what's interesting about Blair is she has this duality where she doesn't take shit. She has her evil side, but she's also very vulnerable and is going through, I think, so much personal development. There is a lot of growth and like, can I be this new person? But am I chained to my old self? You know what I mean? Shut up, Heather. So that's why I loved you. The end.
Heather?
Y'all know I'm going to be honest. I ain't never seen one damn episode of Gossip Girl. I just met this girl 5 minutes ago because I brought her over a sandwich and a salad, and I was about to bring her a drink. And we just started yapping and talking, and we have a play date in about 8 years. I just found out she was married. She'd been married 10 months.
Yeah.
And,
It's a forewarning of what's to come.
and I'm just telling her of what's to come. In 8 years, like we got an imaginary play day in 8 years. So I like her because it's just like girl talk.
Okay,
that's it. We was just chatting.
Leighton Meester is here. Give him a big round of applause.
That's all. She's a girl.
All right, so okay, we just kissed up to you enough. We're gonna open up the phone lines. I want to talk about this music project you just released and a new movie. You got 2 movies out today, or just one?
Just one.
Yeah, you're still balling, Leighton Meester.
Not alone, never.
Yeah, that's Leighton Meester playing Blair, and that's Blake Lively playing Serena from Gossip Girl. You know, I'm about to call you Blair. Leighton, I know it must be hard as an actress to have to keep reliving these projects that took place years ago. But at the same time, I would imagine that it must amaze you how people are impacted by characters you play in a TV series, or does it weird you out?
I would say, I mean, I don't know. I guess when you're an actor or when you're doing something completely different and you're like, that's not my name in real life.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I appreciate it. And like, it was a time in my life. It's been a few years now. So I'm kind of like, well, I know that it's going to take time to do something else that is that impactful. And when it does, then I'll have the same problem again and it'll be great,
Yeah.
But no, it's good.
It's good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't turn your back on that. That's part of your legacy. That's a part of your accomplishment. And then it would break my heart to know otherwise.
You're very personally invested.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You're a songwriter, and I was going through your album. You have a new album. Is it out today?
No, it's just been out since October 28th. It's on iTunes. It's in stores, releasing internationally. Okay,
and Heartstrings. It's Leighton Meester, Heartstrings. And I was listening to the music. You wrote all your songs?
Mm-hmm.
And they sound like you're a person who went through a lot in love. Is it a reflective of your personal experiences, or is it based on just what you felt as a songwriter?
I think it's just totally personal. All of it. Everything is sort of the unpacking of feelings and experiences and sort of my point of view of different things that have happened over the years, and somehow managed to, work their way into songs.
Yeah.
And this is what it is.
You've had a lot of pitfalls in love?
Yeah.
Idiots. Dummies.
Uh-huh.
Really?
You should have been faithful to your side chick. Like, they never let you down.
Yeah, right? I'm never giving you any issues, have I? Okay, I'm not going to weird you out. Go ahead, Heather. Leighton's like, yo, how far is he going to drag this?
No. What I want to know then from you is, it was always that fine road with actors that also sing. And so did you choose acting first, or was music always your first love? Like, how did this all come about? Because people look at you like, well, you're already successful. Why dip into the music industry?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of both. I mean, when I was growing up, I always wrote and sang, and, it was part of my life. And that's kind of, I was doing both growing up. I started acting in church, and we would sing and, do plays and musicals. And I've always written and played music, and it just kind of, is a part of it. And acting is definitely like my day job, and I do it, and it's something that, if music, if I'm putting out the record and then I get a movie, I have to do the movie,
Right, right.
And so also, especially with this genre, it's really difficult to say I'm going to make a living on it, and have a life based on that. But it's really fun, and it's really fulfilling, and it's nice that I don't have to have it as my main career.
Yeah.
So, what genre? What genre pays the bills? Is it acting or music? Acting
yeah.
pays the bills. Okay, all right. Okay, that's good to know. This is what I want to do. I want to play one of the songs. And I was going through the album, and I was listening to one that I thought our demographic, that basically that I liked, and the one I like them. I like a few. I think Heartstrings is a great song, and then also the song Sweet is the one that kind of, stood out for me. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to play this. This is Leighton Meester, 888-742-3345. This is Sweet on Shade45. This is called Sweet, Leighton Meester. Heartstrings is the name of the album. Something different for your morning. Go to iTunes. You can get it on iTunes now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we were just talking off air, and I was sharing with Leighton how I saw her perform once. Mm-hmm. And then Cobra Starship is she did vocals for Cobra Starship years ago, right? Mm-hmm. And tell that story, how you ended up doing that.
I said in an interview somewhere that I make music, and this is it. And I think that they found that, or somebody found that, one of their producers, and then set us up, and then we worked together. And then from that, I signed with label and sort of started going down the pop road. Sort of just coming off of that song, and that just didn't work out. It was just not the right fit.
Did the label force you to do that? Did they kind of influence you to do that?
No, it wasn't as much the label. It's just kind of like at that stage, I had done that song. I knew a lot of people in that world, and it was like, let's have fun and do this.
Yeah.
And it was less about the songwriting and about me, and more just kind of like, let's go off of the success of this song. And I think that's a better, if you're a pop artist and you have that game in your head, it's like definitely more lucrative, especially if you're big with a big label. But then a few years ago, I was like, this just isn't for me. It's not the right fit. So I signed with Vagrant Records, just a services deal. So they supported me having my own label so I could produce my own record and fund it all and just do it completely my way. And that's like a much better fit.
That's a much better fit.
Yeah.
So the integrity kicked in, and and then you decided to do what was in your heart, right? But I would imagine, do you take that same approach when it comes to roles and movies, or do you just take the work?
A little bit of both. It's like you have to have a balance. If you get an opportunity to do something really big, the way the movie industry works, like very, it's not just like, oh, I like this role and I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
It's like, you have to think about if you're worth, with like air quotes, worth enough to greenlight a movie. And, the bigger movies do that for you. And you might say, I love this small role and I just want to do little roles in little movies that I love that I can get financed. But you have to like try to get, I guess, more successful movies made.
And pay the bills. Life Partners on this movie. DB, are you familiar with the movie?
I know she plays a lesbian in it.
Okay, all right.
Oh gosh.
All right, let's talk about that, Leighton. You play a lesbian in the movie. I know a lot of times when actors take roles, they kind of do their own research. And what's that? What kind of research did you do?
Well, it's a comedy. And I think what really attracted me to it was it was written and directed and produced and starring women. It's about a female friendship. It's about growing up. It's not censored on a man or a relationship. And the fact that she's gay, I think it's a very sort of progressive point of view, because it's not really harped on. It's not really talked about. It's just kind of like she has the same relationship issues and life issues as anybody else. It's just she happens to be gay, which I think is really cool, and there should be more movies like that.
Tracy, how you being that you
What?
Bisexual.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Being
All right.
LGBT. I think that's awesome. I think it's always progressive. I think it always normalizes a lifestyle that is being held by millions and millions of Americans, and it just strips away the taboo. So I'm happy that you are the one who's playing it. Now, a lot of times, women, even if they don't recognize themselves as lesbians, but they're still okay with kissing girls, you know what I mean? Depending if the right liquors in the right cup. Has that ever been something you've indulged in?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you like it? Did you kiss the girl? You liked it?
Yeah, I think women and in society, I think that, like it's very, you were whistling over there. It's much more like salacious and sexy for girls to be like kissing each other, even if they're not identifying as gay.
Right.
But, and then you meet a lot of women who are like, oh, I'm not gay, but I, made out with my college roommate or whatever. And I think it's just, women are
beautiful.
We and we like, I don't know. When I have sleepovers with my girlfriends, we sleep in the same bed, and it's much less like the taboo or the worry of, oh, we're changing in front of each other, which I think is like, it's hard for people to understand, especially I guess men, because they think, oh, it's sex, it's sexual, but it's more companionship.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Me either. And I'm a girl. I'm a straight girl. I'm out of this. I don't know what y'all talking about.
I think there's like a lot of gray area.
Exactly.
Yeah, it may not be sexual to y'all, but it's sexual for us to watch it, though.
See, that's the issue. That's what Leighton's trying to say.
So are you kissing somebody in Life Partners?
Yeah, sure. And I think that what I think is nice is that, you know, it's about her. She's like, just because she's totally comfortable with the fact that she's gay. She's come out years ago. It's not an issue. It's not like in the end of the movie she's like, I'm actually straight. Like that's a lot of the time what you would expect in like romantic comedies. But she's not, and she meets women and she's kind of dating the wrong people, and she says, you know, if you switched it and she was talking about a man, it would be the same conversation. She's like, I'm with this douchebag, they live with their parents, they like are an artist, and they have neck tattoos that they don't want to talk about, and like, you know, just sort of the same thing if you applied it to a man is it's cool.
Adam is in that movie too?
Uh-huh.
So your husband is in that movie too?
Yeah.
Did y'all meet on the set, or y'all?
No,
okay.
No. We did a movie together 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then this one came about, and yeah, it was just spontaneous and lovely.
And I'm sure he loved watching you kiss another woman. Did he comment on it?
I don't think that he did. And
Okay.
he didn't comment on it.
Okay, okay. Leighton Meester's here. All right, Jamal, go ahead. Jamal's in Portland. What's your question for Leighton?
Hey, Leighton. I really, first of all, I want to wish everybody a happy holiday.
Thank you.
Too. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. And Leighton, what's your name again? I'm sorry.
Leighton Meester.
Oh, Leighton. So I'm not. I just really got turned on you this morning listening to the show. I really like that song that was played.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And I'm interested in knowing, like, what was your musical influences? Because let me just say this too. Because I really dig, like, how come I can't even think of her name now? Sway.
It doesn't matter. But you want to know what was her musical influence?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, honestly, when I was growing up, I listened to a lot of female singer-songwriters. I love Joni Mitchell and Kate Bush, Tori Amos, Fiona Apple, Bonnie Raitt, Stevie Nicks. But and I also love, you know, the singer-songwriter style of Tom Petty and Neil Young and Bob Dylan. I love Led Zeppelin, and I love hip-hop as well. And I'm sure that probably crept in there somewhere.
Any
along
artists
the
in
line.
particular in hip hop?
Outkast is my favorite.
Ooh, Sway is falling deeper in love with you.
I'm your
That's
side
dope.
chick for real.
That's dope.
Outkast. Well, we could listen to Aquemini together or something. AT-Aliens. You, Adam, and me, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
As the side bitch.
I cook and clean them. All right, Life Partners is out today, right?
Yes,
Okay.
in theaters, and
In
it's
thea-
also available on iTunes and on demand.
Okay, and then Heartstrings, make sure you pick up the album, Leighton Meester. Promise you'll come back and bring the guitar next time?
I will.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you have fun?
I had a great time. This was the best.
Okay, great. You are a citizen.
A sway in the morning.
It's Sway in the morning. Only on Shade 45.